Projects Limited Q3 FY25 earnings conference call hosted by HDFC Securities Limited. Today we have with us from the management Mr. Ajendra Kumar Agarwal, Managing Director, Mr. Anand Rathi, Group CFO. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing the star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. This conference call may contain forward-looking statements about the company which are based on beliefs, opinions and expectations of the company as on date of this call. These statements are not the guarantees of future performance and involves risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Parikshit Kandal from HDFC Securities. Thank you and over to you, sir.
Thanks, Steve. Without any further delay, I would now like to hand over the call to Ajendra ji for his opening remarks on the company, on the results and the way forward. Thank you, sir, and over to you.
Thank you, Parikshit. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. Best wishes for the new year. I welcome you to the third quarter earning call of R Infraprojects Limited for financial year 25. Joining me on this call today is Mr. Anand Rathi, the CFO of the company. I would like to start by mentioning about the Union Budget of financial year 2025-26. In her 8th budget, the Honorable Finance Minister presents a strategic vision to propel India's economic growth with a strong focus on infrastructure as a catalyst for the Viksit Bharat 2047. Despite global economic headwinds, India maintained its position as the fastest growing major economy with the GDP growth forecast between 6.3% to 6.8%, in the line with IMF projections. The government demonstrates its commitment to infrastructure with an allocation of rupees 11.21 lakh crore expenditure in 25-26, marking a 10% increase from the revised estimate of current financial year. A new asset monetization plan is set to unlock value from public assets, while a 3-year pipeline for PPP projects will encourage private sector engagement. Allocation of rupees 1 lakh crore towards 50-year interest-free loans to state for capital expenditure and reform incentives is also encouraging. We are a socially responsible organization focused on delivering all projects with quality and in a safe manner. I will now take you through the key highlights of the quarter and recent development in the infrastructure sector, followed by question and answer session. Revenue from operation in third quarter of 25 stood at 1,500.53 crores as against 1,806.42 crores in corresponding period in the previous financial year. The EBITDA margin improved by 0.2% in comparison, that is from 12.62% to 12.82%. During the quarter, the company has repaid the debt of rupees 159.80 crores, which has resulted into improved debt equity ratio to 0.07, which is one of the best in the sector. During the quarter, the company has received provisional COD for 1 HAM project and appointed dates for 6 projects, 3 roads and 1 each for metro, ropeway and MMLP. As of quarter ending 31st December 24, the company has a good mix of 30 projects, in which 2 projects are awaiting appointed dates. Moving to the update on order book, at the end of third quarter, the order book stood in rupees 19,971 crores. Rupees 12,244 crores worth of the projects are under execution. Rupees 4,642 crores awaiting appointed date and The rest, that is 3,084 crores, include one project each of roads and OFC that are having L1 status. On a separate note, I am happy to share that we have been declared L1 for the road project in Maharashtra amounting to rupees 1,947 crore and a rail project of Western Railway amounting rupees 222 crores for this month, that is in January. As on date, the company has submitted 13 highway, railway and ropeway projects amounting to rupees 13,992 crores, which are expected to be opened soon. Moving on the sector highlights and infrastructure development of India, this year awarding activity is a little muted in the first three quarters. Also, the instance of underbidding up to 40% persist. Having said that, looking at the central government's budgetary allocation towards infrastructure, we expect a decent flow of awarding utilities, especially large projects, coming in the last quarter. The company is targeting an order pipeline of approximately rupees 1,35,000 crores in various sectors like highway, road tunnel, metro, power transmission and railway, ropeway, etc. We will continue our strategy of diversifying our portfolio and seize this opportunity, where we aim to add a decent share to our order book in the last quarter and take the company back to double-digit growth in financial year 26. I am confident in our strategic direction and our ability to succeed in new markets. Our strong team and focus on project delivery will continue to drive our success. That's all from my side. Over to you, Anandji, for update on financial portion of the company. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you, Arun sir, for giving me the opportunity to share the financial highlights of the company for the quarter ended December 31st, 2024, which are as follows. Our standalone revenues from operation decreased by almost 306 crore for the quarter, from 1,806 crore in the previous year quarter for the same quarter, same quarter, to rupees 1,500 crore in the current quarter. This decrease was primarily on account of less execution due to delay in receipt of the various appointed dates, as most of the projects are in their initial phases. Our consolidated revenue from operations decreased by 439 crores from 2,134 crore in the quarter ended December 23 to rupees 1,695 crore in quarter ended December 2024. Our standalone EBITDA margin has increased to 12.82% in quarter ended December 24 from 12.62% in the quarter ended December 23. I also wanted to highlight here that during the current quarter, rupees 37.70 crores was received as bonus and claims. Our EBITDA margin at group level has decreased to 21.82% in the current quarter from 23.79% in the quarter ending December 2023. Profit after tax at a standalone level increased by almost 8.5% to 168.6 crore in quarter ending December 24 as compared to 155.40 crores in quarter ending December 2023. Profit after tax at consolidated level also increased by 8.12% to 262.6 crore in quarter ending December 2024 as compared to 243 crores approximately in quarter ended December 2023. Our standalone net worth stood at 7,636 crore at the end of December 24, which was 7,196 crore at the end of fiscal 2024. Our net worth on consolidated level is rupees 8,220 crores at the end of December 2024, which was 7,602 crores at the end of fiscal 2024. Moving to the borrowing, our total standalone borrowing outstanding at the end of December 2024 is rupees 529 crore with debt to equity of 0.07. Our consolidated borrowing outstanding at the end of December 2024 is rupees 4,937 crore with a debt to equity of 0.61 times. During the quarter, company has made addition to the fixed asset amounting rupees 78 crore. Our net block of property, plant and equipment, which includes capital work in progress, is rupees 1,246 crore at the end of current quarter. Investment in our subsidiary company in form of loans and equity is rupees 1,873 crores at the end of December 2024. Balance promoter contribution, which is required to be made for our ongoing project, is rupees 1,876 crore, of which we are expecting around 200 crore in the Q4 of the current fiscal. Our working capital in days at the end of current quarter is 124 days as compared to 112 days at the end of fiscal 2024. This increase is primarily on account of increase in our SPV debtors. Our trade receivable at the standalone basis are rupees 614 crores, which includes 1,466 crores from our SPV debtors at the end of December 2024. Our trade receivable at the consolidated level are rupees 247 crores at the end of December 2024. Our unbilled revenue at the standalone basis is rupees 738 crores at the end of December 2024, which was beg your pardon. Our unbilled revenue at the consolidated level is 168 crore at the end of December 2024. Our inventory levels are at rupees 622 crores at the end of December 2024 as compared to 768 crores at the end of fiscal 2024. I sincerely thank all the stakeholders, including employees, business partners, vendors, bankers, auditors, who have been supporting the company in its transformation story. On behalf of GR Infraprojects Limited, I thank everybody for attending the earnings calls. May I request the moderator to please open the floor for question and answer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handset while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment when the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Harish Bhiani from Kotak Mutual Funds. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. Hello?
Yes, Harish. Good afternoon.
2 questions from my side. First is the appointed date for the 4,600 crores worth of projects. When do we expect that? And secondly, the 3,000 crores L1. When should we receive this finally, and the likely appointed date for this particular 3,000 crore worth of projects?
For 4,000 crore of, we are expecting appointed date for road projects, which are valuing around 2,100 crore in the current quarter itself. So maybe for one project in the current month or by end of current month, and the balance second road project will be expecting in the month of March. And the L1 project, what we believe is that probably for BSNL we are expecting in the current month itself. We are expecting that LO will be given to us, and for Maharashtra state road projects, this may take time, given the past experience of our with the client. We are expecting in another 3 to 6 months. We'll be expecting that LOA for Maharashtra state road projects.
So, is it safe to assume that about 5,000 crore worth of projects will be clear for project execution in the coming, say, 3 to 4 months? Of the 7,500?
Before June. Yeah. we can expect.
before. Okay. And second question is that you have bidded for projects worth 14,000 crores. This is still which period? And secondly, 1,35,000 crores worth. What's the project timeline for this in terms of awarding?
See, 14,000 crore of projects which are actually, we are waiting for the result to be declared, right? It's already bidded. So it is not for the whole year. It is so far the projects which we have bidded and not yet opened, right? There are 13 projects, right, which are valuing rupees 14,000 crores.
Ballpark timeline for the opening of these projects? Opening and awarding of these projects?
Well, it should have been opened by this time, but maybe another 1 month, I would say, because it's on daily basis they are opening. So it's not that they are pending for last so many long period. It's not like that. It's
so by March it should happen, highly likely happen.
Yeah.
And secondly,
with respect to 1,35,000 crore of the project, see, pipeline is there, almost 1 lakh crore for highway projects, and there are for transmission also there are almost 20,000 crore of the transmission projects. The pipelines are there. What we believe that probably, if not, because see, given for last 2 years, and what we have faced is that the government has not been so much aggressive. What we believe that 50% can be bidded during the current financial year. That means up to March 2025. Maybe around 65,000 crore of the project certainly would be bidded. And we are even equipped to bid basically for entire this pipeline. But given that past experience for last 2 years, government is not that much aggressive, going aggressive in the month of March itself, though the ministry is claiming that they would be, adhering to their targets. But what we are expecting reasonably that 60 to 70,000 crore of the project would be bidded in the current financial year. And we are preparing ourselves for 1,35,000 crore of the projects. If they are coming, we certainly will be bidding.
Sure. Okay. Sounds good. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
The next question is from the line of Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi. Thank you, sir. Sir, couple of things in terms of us to get back to the guidance. So 9 months we are already down close to 18% plus. So in the fourth quarter, how much are we looking at? And in the FY26, when we say a double digit, so if you can specify how much are we looking at in terms of 15%, 20% kind of a growth we are looking at?
So, the first question, our earlier guidance was 5 to 10%, but what we believe is because most of the project we have received the appointed date in the last quarter, what we believe is that for the current whole year, we are expecting that will be certainly having negative growth of 10%. That's for sure, I believe. Maybe in the 10-12% at max, I would say. And for the next year, because what we believe is that government is even quite focusing on the state. They are incentivizing the state for their capital expenditure program and all that. And we believe that more and more state would be coming with their EPC projects and will be participating over there, as most of the projects will be funded by the central government by way of that 1,50,000 crore of interest-free loan for the 50 years. So what we believe is that going forward we'll be having more EPC projects in our portfolio and will be able to deliver it fast. Execution would be starting early. So we'll be certainly having double digit, or I would say 9 to 12% kind of growth for the next financial year.
Okay. Just to still further dwell, so when we say 10-12%, so even if just to trying, because this number, or if I look at for last 2 years also, what we have guided, actually we have missed significantly on that front. So still trying to understand more on that part. when we say 10 to 12% degrowth for this year, then also that means that in the fourth quarter we are looking at last time we have done 2,255 odd crore revenue. So kind of a similar revenue. So that means on a QOQ front we are looking at a 50% kind of a growth from 1,500 crore to 2,200 odd crore. Is it correct me if I'm wrong?
Yeah. So it doesn't matter. I mean, Q on Q doesn't matter. Reason being, we have done in past, right? We have executed in past 2,000 plus kind of turnover in the quarter, right? So we are equipped, we are prepared, we are having enough resources to execute that amount of work. Only thing is, if we are having that executable order book with us, and which we believe is that we'll be able to be depending on, because see the projects, most of the projects, 6 projects as sir mentioned, that we have received the appointed date in last 3 months of time, I would say. So we'll be able to deliver those projects. So that's why we are saying that we are expecting on and for next quarter, I mean for the current quarter, I would say Q4 will not be having any degrowth. I mean, we'll be more or less at par with what we have achieved in last year's Q4, right? And in terms of value, is not be that significant in terms of given the resources we are having with us.
Got it. Second, sir, just to if you can clarify in terms of the excluding GST till now order inflow, including the L1 is how much? Because the transmission order also we have got. So just wanted the total order inflow including L1, excluding the GST in FY25.
It's almost 9,000 crores.
9,000 crores. And now, how much more are we looking to bag by March?
By March, we are targeting in the range of 8 to 9,000 crore of incoming, I mean, new order book.
Okay. And will this be a kind of a 50% would be in the road or maybe 70-80% from the road?
No. Road, we are not targeting 50%. I would say road would be not more than 30 or 40%, because given the competition so far has not yet come to that level, right? So what we believe is that we will be bidding into different sectors, maybe transmission, ropeway, then road also, and then tunneling is also there, right? So yeah, I mean, road is not more than 40%, I would say.
Okay, got it. And sir, a couple of data points on the balance sheet front. Sir, you have mentioned the data, so if you can repeat the standalone data and the HAM data.
So it's our standalone debtors, I would say is total 1,614 crore, and out of that 1,466 crores are from SPVs.
Okay, and trade payable is how much, sir?
Trade payable are 757 crores.
757 crores. Okay, and our consolidator is also how much?
Consolidators are 781 crores. No, 246 crores. 246 crores. 247 crores. Consolidators are 247 crores.
Okay, and equity, you said for 200 crore in the fourth quarter to be invested. In FY26-27, how much?
Almost 700 to 800 crores.
700 to 800 crore, both in 26-27 or kind of equal number.
Yeah.
Okay, and capex for how much is left in the fourth quarter, and for 26-27, how one can look at?
Capex, we are not expecting more than for the whole year, not more than 125 crores. So maybe another 30-40 crores for the current year, or for next year again, because capex we are, I would say fairly, capex is already having, we are in our balance sheet, so we don't expect much. I mean, there is not significant difference from what we have been doing for last 2 years. So maybe 150 crores, the maximum CapEx.
Got it. Lastly, sir, other income, how much is from the InvIT dividend, and for full year or maybe the fourth quarter, how much one can look at, and for on run rate basis, FY26-27, how much one can look at the InvIT dividend income?
See, for last quarter, I mean the quarter ended December 2024, we have received around 39 or 40 crores from InvIT. Right? So far, for the year, it is 178 crores, the income which we have received from the InvIT, right? For last quarter, it was 39 or 40 odd crores. In current quarter, I mean Q4 for the current fiscal, we are expecting another 60 crore of InvIT income, right?
Okay, so broadly, kind of a 240 odd crore is a run rate from next year onwards. One can look at.
Yeah, 200 to 250 crores.
Okay. Thank you and all the best, sir.
Thank you.
The next question is from the line of Alok Deora from Motilal Oswal. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Sir, just wanted to understand, so you mentioned about 10-12% degrowth in FY25. So, we end up at close to 6,700 crore. But then, sir, next year you are talking about 9 to 12% sort of a growth. I mean, we'll be getting 5,000 crore worth of more projects started by, end of this financial year. So don't you think that 26 estimate is pretty, conservative, because a lot of projects will be under execution at the start of FY26?
See, 5,000 we are targeting that 5,000 would be starting by June, right?
Okay.
And after June there is a rainy season. So I mean, we'll certainly try to deliver more than what we have been, guiding. But so that's how, I mean, what we believe is that we'll be able to quite confident in terms of achieving double digit, and that means because the number is already is already degrowth for last year, right?
Sure.
Current year is already degrowth. So even if we achieve 10% growth, we'll be again on the same number what we achieved in last year, right? So yeah, I mean, we'll be able to.
Got it. And also, sir, you mentioned about a lot of projects which you are considering to bid for will be from the non-road side. So just wanted to understand on the margin side, margins, I mean, this quarter also, if we adjust for the bonus figure, it is close to 10% or so on a standalone basis. So how do we see the margin shaping up? Because more and more of the other sector projects would also mean your margins might not be what you're making the road HAM segment.
No. So in our experience, what we are seeing is in road there is huge competition, and what I believe is probably we'll be able to diversify into good sector. Different sector will be, comfortably will be making more than what margin otherwise we are making into road sector. Because, I mean, competition has not come down so far in road sector. Unless until it is coming down, we'll not be able to. So what we believe is that we are expecting 10 to 12% kind of EBITDA margin for next year as well. And once we are established into different sector, then only we'll be more confident in terms of what margin we'll be getting from those sector, because still we are having a big chunk in our execution from road, right?
Right. So 10 to 12% could be there for the existing order backlog, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, fine, sir. I think that's all from my side. Thank you and all the best, sir.
Thank you.
The next question is from the line of Jainam Jain from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
So, sir, my first question is, what is the order inflow guidance for FY26?
FY FY26, what I believe is that certainly, see, current year we are targeting almost 17,000 crore of the orders inflow, right? Yeah. So next year, this year our original target was 20,000 crore, so we'll try to stick with that for next year.
And sir, given the muted increase in budget towards the road segment, how are we looking further to bid out in the next year to achieve the growth in order inflow? Like, will we be bidding more aggressively within the road segment itself, or look out to bid out more frequently in the other segments?
See, we'll be bidding. Certainly, will not be going more aggressive into road sector, but what we believe is that government is also changing they are shifting their modus operandi of execution of roads. They are coming up with more BOT projects, maybe BOT toll or maybe BOT annuity, and in fact during this budget also, current year budget also, Honorable Finance Minister has clearly mentioned that all the infrastructure ministries should come up with their 3-year pipeline of infra projects which can be executed under PPP mode. So what we believe is that going forward, more and more projects will be awarded under PPP mode, and there we need not to go aggressive. We'll be able to, so we may not be, because as of now we are not confident we'll be able to again back on the same track of 50 to 20% kind of beta margin, but yes, of course, what we believe is we need not to go aggressive. As landscape is changing, more BOT projects would be coming, and in addition to, because still the competition into road sector is quite high. What we believe that we will be certainly looking towards other sector, other revenues, including ropeway, transmission, tunnel, metros, where we'll be able to maintain our margin, maybe in 10 to 12, 13% kind of margin.
Okay, so will you be bidding for the BOT annuity and BOT toll projects?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, and so given the change in models concession agreement for BOT about a year back, why haven't we seen any traction in BOT yet?
BOT, maybe that ecosystem, that probably that information I'm not privy to that, but what I believe is that acceptability to the BOT in the industry so far is not to that level, which was actually there for the HAM. And stakeholder management is being done by the government or the authorities, right? And they are just educating what they have all amendment carried out in the previous version of the BOT to make it more, acceptable among the industry players. So going forward, what I believe is that they have demonstrated in their budget speech also. What I believe is that more and more projects would be coming in the BOT going forward.
Okay, sir. And so, other than road segments, which would be the sectors or segments in which we would be focusing more on in the next year?
So, as I mentioned earlier also, ropeway, power sector, tunneling, and metros. We have been, in telecom sector also, we have taken one project where we have been declared L1. We are taking more such projects given the opportunity, or more projects are coming. So, yeah, we are diversifying. We are trying to diversify into different sectors, and depending on that, it's the financial metrics. I would say we'll be going more aggressive in particular 2 or 3 sectors.
Okay, sir. That answers my question. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before taking the next question, we would like to remind participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Yash Teria from Maximal Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello. Hello, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to know what would be our share of variable cost in other expenses and employee expenses?
Which cost come again?
Variable and fixed. A portion between variable and fixed cost.
variable and fixed other costs. You are saying, I mean, what you are saying is rent and all that, right? That number is handy with me right now. Probably we can take this question of the call. You can mail me. I'll get it done. Work for you, right?
Okay, great. That's it.
The next question is from the line of Vaibhav Shah from JM Financial. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So on the margins front, our exit margins around 10.6% for third quarter. So should it be a similar number in fourth quarter as well? Or it can improve given the higher execution that we are targeting in Q4?
Yeah, I believe it should improve. If we be able to execute, I mean, the execution number will be higher, then certainly we'll be able to.
So could it be somewhere around 12.5%?
At least 1.5% you can, we can safely assume.
Okay. So earlier we indicated that for FY26, the margins could be around 14-15% if the execution improves. So now, what kind of guidance what margins are we targeting for 26 now?
26, we just mentioned that it would be in the range of 10 to 12% given that competitive intensity, right? So we are expecting that depending on mix also, which sector we are having more order coming from. So that would be certainly for 26. I would believe that I would say that it would be in the range of 10 to 12%.
And for 27, we can see somewhere around 13-14%, as we had mentioned earlier.
Yeah, 27, of course. You can see, unless until that things improve in terms of competitive intensity, right? Will be, because what we believe is that the range, the EBITDA margins should be in the range of 30 to 15% for these kind of industry. But and if more and more new together will be coming, certainly we are quite confident for FY27 we'll be able to improve on that EBITDA margin.
Lastly, while the competition is very high, but the execution that is happening in the current backlog, that was similar in the previous quarter as well. So what drove this sharp decline in terms of guidance for FY26 over the last quarter?
FY26.
So earlier also, the order book that you are going to execute, it was similar as of September as well.
So FY20, so far we haven't received, our target order book was around, for incoming order was the 20,000 crores for the current year, right? And we haven't received. So far we have received only 8,000 or 9,000 crores orders, right? And which is actually not giving us the confidence that competitive intensity doesn't go down. We have to be, that's why we have revised our incoming order book also, and order book inflow from 20,000 to 17,000, right? But then I have to again compromise to certain extent on that EBITDA margin, right? So that's why probably, maybe what we have seen in past that order, though it is L1 and we have been given L1 status, but LO is not being given on time, or the appointed date is taking more time. What otherwise in earlier, maybe 2 years back, that appointed date was generally used to be given in 6 months of time. That's how we are targeting that for next financial year, FY26, we'll be having 10% kind of growth. Right?
Okay. And so lastly, for appointed dates on MSRDC projects, so have we started the work in Pune Ring Road package W5?
appointed date आने वाला है, मतलब कैंप वगैरह स्टार्ट हो गया है. So we started mobilization. Appointed date आया नहीं है अभी appointed date नहीं आया, but this agreement is already signed, and maybe in the current financial year we will be able to start that project.
Okay, but for Nagpur Chandrapur and the recent one PRR E6, that will take around 3 to 6 months.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Those are my questions.
Thank you.
The next question is from the line of Uttam Kumar from Axis Securities. Please go ahead.
sharply. So any reason for that?
No, we haven't. I mean, we couldn't heard your question. If you have to repeat.
Sir, other expenses have declined quite sharply this quarter. So any reason for that?
Other expenses.
Yeah.
Other expenses declined. Other expenses declined.
It is around 12 crores something.
That is provisioning as it is. Okay, so other expenses are including the debtors provisioning. We are long outstanding debtors, right? We have been, as per our policy, we have been providing on those debtors. For the current quarter, it has not been. So it's a provision which has got declined, right?
Okay. And sir, in yesterday's budget, government has focused more on developing airports. So do you see any opportunity for your company in developing airports?
एयरपोर्ट्स में सर ऐसा है कि इसमें डेवलपमेंट मॉडल में रहता है जनरली ईपीसी का वैल्यू को बहुत ज्यादा रहता नहीं है तो फिर भी अपन लोग ईपीसी में काम करते हैं एयरपोर्ट्स का हम ऑलरेडी 3 एयरपोर्ट्स का काम कर चुके हैं लास्ट में और इसमें बिड अगर एज ए ईपीसी जो भी प्रोजेक्ट बिड आएगा हम लोग पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे पर अभी देखना ये है कि ये किस मॉडल में आते हैं
ओके और सर दूसरा ट्रांसमिशन में अपन काफी काम कर रहे हैं तो यहाँ पर सर गवर्नमेंट का भी काफी फोकस है ट्रांसमिशन पे तो इसमें सर हम कैसी अपॉर्चुनिटी देखते हैं ट्रांसमिशन में
ट्रांसमिशन में अपन ने बिजनेस ऑलरेडी अपना ग्रोथ स्टेज में है और अपन पूरी तरह से फोकस है गवर्नमेंट का भी फोकस बढ़ा है और हमारा भी ट्रांसमिशन में फोकस बढ़ा है हम टीम को भी स्ट्रेंथनिंग कर रहे हैं और अपने सिस्टम को भी रोबस्ट कर रहे हैं ताकि ऑन टाइम डिलीवरी हम प्रोजेक्ट्स में कर सकें
तो सर नॉर्मली ट्रांसमिशन में अपना क्या मार्जिन रहता है सर इबिटा मार्जिन
देखो ट्रांसमिशन में वो अभी तक अपन नहीं बोलेंगे सर कि बिकॉज अभी हम लोग बहुत नेशनल स्टेज पे मतलब अर्ली स्टेज पे ही हैं तो अभी आज की डेट में 8% का टारगेट समझ लो बट गोइंग फॉरवर्ड एज वी आर इम्प्रूविंग एंड विल बी इस ये सेक्टर में as we'll be getting more deeper and deeper into this particular sector we'll be able to get double digit kind of margin.
Okay sir, that's all from my side and all the best to you.
Thank you.
A reminder to all participants that you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Shravan Shah from Daulat Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi sir, thank you for the opportunity again. सर जो लास्ट टाइम हम लोगों ने बात किया था तो पावर ट्रांसमिशन एंड हैम में हमारा ये कमिटमेंट था कि वी कैन डिप्लॉय 10,000 करोड़ काइंड ऑफ इक्विटी इन हैम बीओटी टोल ट्रांसमिशन सब में तो दैट स्टैंड स्टिल रिमेन्स द सेम
नो चेंज
Okay. So maybe the focus is to get more BOT kind of projects, whether it is a road toll or transmission, and keep on investing equity there. But for transmission में फिर equity churn कैसे होएगा? मतलब how the equity will come back to us?
See, in transmission, we are exploring 2-3 ideas. One is of course to have investor along with us during construction itself, and second is if we'll after completing the projects, if we'll be able to sell those transmission asset to the existing investors or the InvIT or so there are players who are willing to buy right operational assets. And we have passed through that kind of that kind of process in past also while where probably we have sold our road asset, we have come up with our own. I mean we have sold our HAM asset to InvIT, right? So what I believe is that once the projects assets are operational and when they are becoming AAA, they are buyer, they are takers to buy those assets. So we don't find any issue to sell those projects and to recover our equity back.
ओके ओके गॉट इट. एंड सर द वे द अपना MSRDC के जो 2 प्रोजेक्ट है उसमें से एक में जो LOA अपने को आया वहाँ पे कुछ 5-6% अपना ओरिजिनल जो वैल्यू था वो कम हुआ. तो अभी जो सेकंड प्रोजेक्ट का जो है नागपुर चंद्रपुर, सो वहाँ पे भी उससे ज़्यादा का नेगोशिएशन हो रहा है कि जो ओरिजिनल वैल्यू जो मैं बीट किया था 2000 करोड़ के करीब का, तो वो वहाँ से नीचे पे नेगोशिएट हो रहा है क्या बहुत ज़्यादा?
देखिए, अभी नेगोशिएशन अभी हुआ नहीं है. गवर्नमेंट का किस तरह से थॉट प्रोसेस होगा, लेकिन रहेगा कम्पिटिटिव को बहुत ज़्यादा डिफरेंस होना नहीं चाहिए. अभी जो प्राइस है वो कम्पिटिटिव है, इसलिए. बट अगर अथॉरिटी कुछ मतलब डिस्कशन में रहता है तो कुछ मार्जिनली डिफरेंस हो सकता है, बट मेजर कुछ नहीं है इसमें.
ओके. एंड राकेश सर, एक बार वापस से अभी तक हमको जो प्रोजेक्ट्स का अपॉइंटेड डेट बचा हुआ है इंक्लूडिंग जो जनवरी में जो भी प्रोजेक्ट्स मिल गए हैं, दैट वैल्यू यू आर सेइंग इज 7,500 करोड़, और उसमें से 2100 करोड़ के बाय मार्च बी गेटिंग अ अपॉइंटेड डेट और 4,000 करोड़.
Out of we are expecting 4,000. अच्छा ये भी आ गया ना. Okay, we are expecting the appointed date हमारे को. We are expecting that there are 4,600 crore of project maybe by March or April will be having the appointed date. And balance का we are expecting another 6 months, maybe by June or July, 3,000 crore.
ओके ओके गॉट इट. एंड सर नेक्स्ट ईयर के लिए आपने बोला कि FY26 में वी विल बी लुकिंग एट 20,000 करोड़ ऑर्डर इनफ्लो.
या
तो उसमें फिर अपना क्या मेजर मतलब 8-10 हजार करोड़ वुड बी ट्रांसमिशन.
8-10 हजार करोड़ तो देखो मे बी मतलब when we are targeting 20,000 तो certainly it will be 20 more than 25%. 5,000 से ज़्यादा होना चाहिए depending on the number of projects which are coming for. तो 5,000 से 8,000 करोड़ का हो सकता है. बाकी रोड और टनल और मेट्रो रोडवेज.
ओके, बट EPC रोड बहुत ही कम रहेगा उसके अंदर भी 20,000 करोड़ में नेक्स्ट ईयर भी.
कुछ स्टेट का EPC हो सकता है, मे बी 4-5,000 करोड़ का स्टेट EPC हो सकता है, BOT हो सकते हैं, राइट, BOT हैम हो सकते हैं. तो अभी वो थोड़ा नेक्स्ट ईयर का मतलब अभी वी हैव टू डू सम एनालिसिस वर्क ऑन दिस, बट
ओके ओके गॉट इट सर. थैंक यू.
थैंक यू.
Participants who wish to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. As there are no further questions from the participants, I now hand the conference over to the management for their closing comments.
Thanks to all. सभी इन्वेस्टर्स को, पार्टिसिपेंट्स को.
Sir, there's a question. It's from the line of Parikshit from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. My question is on the transmission side now, we have almost 1,500 crore plus of order book. So just wanted to check who is executing these orders for us. I mean, have we developed enough capability to execute transmission projects? And does it make us eligible, or are we looking to bid independently for third-party orders directly beyond like existing project the development orders? Are you looking at any EPC orders in this segment?
नहीं, हम लोग जो EPC का काम है अपने खुद इन हाउस ही कर रहे हैं. पूरी टीम अपने यहाँ डेवलप की है और वही टीम एग्जीक्यूट कर रही है.
ट्रांसमिशन में क्या नो ट्रांसमिशन में परीक्षित जी वो भी है कि EPC भी अपन देखेंगे. मतलब सो फार व्हाट वी बिलीव इज दैट कि मतलब व्हाट एवर एक्सपीरियंस वी हैड इन द इंडस्ट्री, EPC में अभी वैसा मार्जिन दिखता नहीं है. कुछ अगर मार्जिन इम्प्रूव होता है तो सडनली विल बी डूइंग EPC प्रोजेक्ट्स आल्सो ऑन द इन ट्रांसमिशन. थोड़ा रीजनेबल मार्जिन मिलना चाहिए, है ना सर.
ओके. And just on some other segments like clean energy, solar, battery storage. So any thoughts there, sir? And we are seeing some of our peers taking up these projects. So how do you visualize this opportunity for us as a diversification beyond roads?
सोलर अभी तक हम देखे हैं, बट somehow we are not able to break through, क्योंकि but we are exploring, मतलब it's a continuous process. हम लोग देख भी रहे हैं कुछ अपने लिए. If we'll be able to do some value addition, certainly we'll be entering into this space. और clean energy में, I mean, so the government has come up with their own plan. Nuclear power में भी कुछ कर रहे हैं, मतलब so then we have to also go through all those plans. If we find that there are opportunities for us, certainly we'll be diversifying. Because see, energy sector में we are already into transmission कर लिया, तो कुछ energy में we'll be trying to basically more we'll try to do more penetration into energy as well, right? करते हैं सर कुछ, we are exploring. And if we find some opportunities, certainly we'll be entering into.
And any thoughts on building as a segment which we have been exploring for quite some time as an addition to our segment? And also if you can comment on overseas export market, anything, are you looking at re-entry in that market?
See, overseas, we tried to into African market, but the issue which we found is that again, unless until we have done some sort of confidence in terms of getting our currency or amount back in rupees back into country, because what we have realized that the major repatriation of money is a major issue over there. So to that extent, we are not much aggressive unless until we found some solutions that okay, we'll be able to secure our money back into country. We'll be doing overseas project. Building factories I would say still under evaluation only, because we started into different tunnel lake हमने चालू कर दिया, that is under construction, right? And ropeway we also started. So it's taking time. Once we want to establish ourselves in one or two sectors, which we started power transmission, where we believe that power transmission थोड़ा सा जल्दी कर लिया हमने, because we have taken 4 projects so far. We have built our team also, but tunneling is a sector where we need to stabilize ourselves. Ropeway में भी हमारे कुछ करना है. So point is, it's taking time. Yeah, of course. So we'll certainly be. We are looking at it. It is taking time, but yes.
And just the last question before we close the call, sir. Just comment on so for FY26, 27, what kind of recycling of equity through the InvIT route are you looking at? What kind of proceeds can you realize?
So what I believe that we will be able to all the operational HAM asset, which right now we are having in our portfolio in next 1 year of time. And next financial year we'll be able to transfer it to InvIT either or to some other guys, right? Depending on that negotiation with. So maybe that equity would be in the range of which we'll be transferring would be in 1,200, and we are expecting that more than that we'll be able to monetize. Yeah.
So annually around 1,000 crores worth of book value of equity of assets you will transfer and get some premium on that. So ballpark, I think that much of it, parts of that you will be able to recover on an annual basis for next 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. I think now we've come to the close of the call. So I'd like to thank you again for giving us this opportunity to host the call. Any final comments if you want to make before we close it?
Thank you, Prashit ji. Thanks to all.
Okay. Thank you for coming in, and thanks to all the participants. Thank you.
On behalf of HDFC Securities Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.